So, Jeff.
Yes, Karen.
I hear you're looking for a new car.
Well, you know, I was until I got my credit score from Richard Moxley.
Good
now,
point.
Not so much anymore. But I recently met up with our friend, the car girl, Emma Hancock, who showed me some of the coolest new cars for 2020. All right, we got a lot of great looking cars. Let's start with the Jeep, Emma. Why is this hot for 2020?
Okay, so just when you think that the Wrangler can't get any cooler, Jeep brings out something called the Gladiator, okay? It's an SUV, it's a convertible, it's a pickup truck, all in one. From a truck perspective, it's got, you know, the hauling and the towing of a mid-sized pickup. It's got a truck bed. This is their Rubicon Gladiator, which means that it's extra off-road ready. Some of those features you can see right off the gate, like these tow hooks. In the wheel well, we've got the performance shocks, which you're gonna need, and you know, just big chunky tires and so much utility. Yeah.
Love this vehicle.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's move over to the next vehicle. I know a lot of automotive people have been talking about Lamborghini have come out with their first ever SUV. Emma.
Well, first ever SUV for Lamborghini, and really, you know, we talk about, you know, like supercars a lot. This is really a super SUV. This is a new category. This is the first one ever. Had some quality time with this. I'm kind of smitten with this car.
Rightfully so.
So, you know, the supercar, you take two people, finally you have a super SUV, and you can take your kids, your pets, your gear, all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering, ground clearance that you're gonna need, you know, in the urban
and the
jungle.
finish on this is all world, obviously.
You know, this is made in northern Italy with the other Lamborghinis, and it's got all the Lamborghini design cues that you can see. And Lamborghini fashion, it's blisteringly fast.
Yeah.
650 horsepower, fastest SUV in the world. On the inside, it's a complete feast for the senses. It kind of is like you're piloting your own jet. You know, the controls for the shifter look kind of like airplane-esque throttles. You've got the drive modes like Corsa, which is their track mode. You've got Nev, which is snow mode. And I mean,
It's got it all.
It's got.
It has
what
it all.
else can I say?
Yeah. All right, let's move over now to this vehicle, which has also been getting a lot of buzz for 2020.
Yeah.
Hence the reason we've got it here. Toyota is back with the Supra.
Toyota is back, and I'm kind of treating these two guys kind of like one car for today. I feel like for some reason Toyota and BMW had a baby.
Right, okay. You're mentioning the BMW, which we got right next to us here, the Z4, because both these cars share a lot of the same parts.
They share a lot. I mean, they're fraternal twins, so they're non-identical, but you know, they have some really important DNA, and that starts with the straight six that's under the hood. What makes them different is the BMW Z4 here is exclusively a rag top. It's a convertible, top down in 10 seconds. It's very BMW, it's incredible. The Supra is exclusively a coupe, okay? So, and of course people have been waiting for it for 20 years. If you're a Fast and Furious fan, you know what we're talking about.
Smoke.
They share the inline six. BMW, 94% of their engines are inlines.
Let's have a look inside the Supra as well, because again, this is just a redesign or like relaunched for 2020, and I think a lot of people want to see what it looks like inside.
I mean, it's simple. It has, you know, all the important things up front, like you've got your RPM reading right in front of you, beautiful sort of oxblood red seats, and
carbon fiber look on the dash.
Yeah,
Love
it's got
that.
carbon fiber trim. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just a real driver's car. It just looks like
I
a
love
race
this
car.
flat paint too.
Flat paint is amazing. I've never seen this from Toyota, and there's just so much pent-up love for this car. I love both of these cars. I mean, in a perfect world, you'd have both of them. You know, you do need both of them, Jeff.
Well, of course, yes. So, well, I love the interior as well. I mean, this is so typical BMW inside here. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And talk about high tech.
So high tech. I mean, you've got this digital cockpit here, which is very subtly actually got navigation built into it. So you're kind of looking at a lot of things at once, but very subtly. You've got the double screen. And, you know, the Z was made famous by James Bond in the 90s, so it's got some iconic status. They all have icon status. Okay, so Jeff, we only have time to drive one of them. So I know it's a tough choice, but which one do you want to drive?
It is a tough decision. But having said that, it's got to be the Lambo. Promise I won't be nervous driving this. So are they trying to, with this, replicate, obviously, the Lamborghini experience, but in an SUV?
Yeah, totally. I think that that's the way the market is going. So just as many people or more want some utility with their performance, and they've got more stuff nowadays. And hey, I also think women are a huge factor.
By the way, the one thing I noticed being in this Lamborghini, I don't like being in traffic. Nobody does at the best of times. But when you're in a car like this and you want to go, you really hate being in traffic.
It's so true. I feel like the car is feeling the same frustration.
Yeah.